Hey there, folks. Just to give you a heads up, um, pretty much all of my videos have a very faint watermark that I can see myself very clearly because I know where it is because I put it there. But just kind of putting that out there because I noticed that there have been a couple of times when some of my content and some of my very unique videos are being shared out there on the social platforms, and I'm not getting any kind of a mention, which I think is rude. So if you do share my content, that's fine. I do share, but at least just give me a little bit of a mention, just a little, you know, name drop there if you're sharing my content. But I just wanted to make y'all, aware that my videos, all of my videos, do contain a very faint watermark. It's very faint, but it's there. And I know that it's there because I see it in every one of my videos when I do a preview and, a playback. I know where it's at. I know that it's there. So when it's shared, I look for it. If I see someone sharing one of my videos, which is some of my videos are very unique content, you won't find it on any other channel. And I see it being shared and I see the watermark. So I know that it's my content and they're not making the mention to me. That's just, I don't know, because I'm repetitive. I just got to say it again. I don't mind if you share. In fact, I really appreciate it when you do. I just really would appreciate it more if you would at least give me a little bit of a mention, at least a link to my channel or a link to the video itself, you know, just saying. Anyway, just thought that would make you all aware of that. So I have a couple of Star Trail videos here. There's one from the 19th, 3 nights ago, and there's another one from the 20th. And there's some interesting things going on once again. And this here, I'm not really quite sure what's going on here. Something right there popped into the view by Polaris in this one. And I can show you that. It's right there, right from the start of the video, whatever it is. I don't know. I haven't really noticed much of a pattern, except for a lot of these things that I'm seeing, these weird little anomalies and objects, seem to be mostly around Polaris. And again, this is from the 19th. See the date there. And here I just let the camera roll even longer. And just to show as an example, this is from the same night, from the 19th. Camera seemed to work okay. No little glitches, no little on off, nice smooth trail. It's consistent. So it's kind of random that the camera does it because I do have several of these other ones from other nights where there's no disruption, there's no weird object popping into the view. It's just straight up Star Trail. This is where they do like a repeat right there. And again, this is from the same night. So it worked just fine for the first run. And then the second run, it wants to do that thing where they back up. They like rewind and replay. Yeah. So I think that's pretty curious that it's still doing that type of a glitch like that. But not as curious as this weird like object thing. And this is just a regular glitch out here, like a little tremble in there. There it is. There's the little object that pops in. Right there. Yeah. So I'm not really sure. Just kind of rotated that last image around and to, just get a different look and a different perspective on it. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But again, it's the only thing that's been really consistent about all of these little objects that are appearing up in my Star Trail videos is that they seem to be appearing around Polaris. And then there was this like weird little thing, at the very end, and it's only with Polaris. If you notice, you can see there's like a little bump right in through there, right at the beginning. But then there's this thing that pops out right here. Right there. I mean, what is going on there? And it's only with Polaris. All these other ones show like a little, you know, Humpty Bumpty thing, but they don't have like that little tail at the end of them. Oh, oh yeah, I was tracking the H balls last night too, and we had another like pop-up storm.
And it's been proven.
Oh, yeah, these balloons were drifting last night, and there was a whole lot of lightning going on up to the north of our location. And I'm still reviewing some of that footage, so I'm going to share some of that at some point because there was some pretty interesting strikes that occurred. Yeah, so once again, back on the 19th, the Star Trails did this weird little glitchity thing. Yeah, this is where the little object pops out. And again, this was from uh, the 20th. I mean, what is that, really? I mean, it looks like a physical object, you know? It looks to me like it's a physical object. Okay, so here's this last frame was extracted from that. There's the object that I'm highlighting right there. I don't know. That's because I'm repetitive. I'll say it again. The only pattern and the only thing that seems to be consistent is that these type of little objects here that have been appearing, and I believe this is the fourth one now, all seem to be around Polaris. So I don't, I don't know. It's frustrating because I wish that the people in charge of our space programs and the upper spaces would be a little bit more transparent with us about some of the things that they're doing up there. And again, you can see some of these other ones here. There's like that little glitchity thing going on, but it seems like Polaris is the only one that has like this weird. I don't even know what that is because it almost looks like there's like a full crescent type of a thing there. But I mean, as far as I know, the camera is staying still. There's nothing out there influencing the camera or moving the camera or anything like that that would cause it to trail like that, you know. But eh, this object thing, it just, I don't know. It's curious. It's very curious to me. So yeah, I wish that we knew a little bit more about everything that goes on up there. I really do. And these H balls drifting over kind of piss me off. Okay, I just, I don't trust them. And I think that it's bullshit that they are allowed to just drift, you know, all of these balloons and these science projects and research projects over our head without our consent. I mean, we don't even get a say in it. We don't even get to weigh in on any of it. They're just allowed to drift these things up above our heads. And again, like I said, because I'm repetitive, I'll say it again. I had the camera rolling. Okay, we're down in southern Nevada, down in this area here, and I had the camera was pointed up in this direction right here. And in the video that I have, several different clips where I recorded the light show going on up there to the north, a lot of that lightning and energy that I was capturing to the north was coming off from the same direction that these balloons were drifting up. Anywhere, I mean, these two over here drifted down, they got down like below 48,000 feet at one point over here. And these ones just kept on drifting off up at about 60,000 or so. But the lightning that I was recording was really strange. It was very interesting because it looked like it was close by because it was really lighting up the sky really bright. But it was taking it like 8, 10, 12 seconds for the sound, for the thunder to come rolling through. And it was rolling and you could hear it. It was rolling around in the upper atmosphere and bouncing off around in the upper atmosphere. And it took it quite a while to get to us. So that's my theory anyway, is that these balloons were influencing our upper atmosphere and they were pulsing and using lasers because we did get another little microburst of precipitation that ended up forming down on us down here in Henderson last night. So I'm going to put those videos together and review the rest of them because I still have 3 more video clips to review of the light show from last night from the pop-up storm that appeared. So just, I don't trust them. I just don't. I really, really don't. And it would be nice if, I could report things like this to certain agencies and actually get some kind of a response of some kind back from somebody, but I don't. Out of all of the things that I've captured around here, and I've captured a lot of different things, I've recorded a lot of very strange things and objects drifting through the sky here in southern Nevada in the last like 5, 6 years, okay? And every one of them I've reported to the agencies that were supposed to report it to. And I've even sent in 2 separate FOIA requests for information about some of the objects that I've seen drifting over. And I FOIA requested the FAA, and I'm just getting widely ignored. So someone, knows exactly what's going on here because this isn't something to do with the camera. This is because the camera captured something else up there in the sky other than the so-called light of Polaris. So I'm just saying, I don't trust them. I really don't. They're so far from being transparent with us about everything that they're putting up there, these little science projects and shit that they're drifting over our heads. And I don't consent. I do not consent. So anyway, stay safe and mindful out there, folks, because there's so much going on. And in case you're unaware of it, This was the DNC, Democratic National Convention in Chicago in 1968. Okay, it was a year to be remembered, and something that I find very curious about the DNC in 1968 is that it seems to be getting referenced quite a bit from many of these different uh, political actors out there right now at this particular time. Just in the last like 3 to 5 days, I have heard the DNC convention from 1968 referenced in at least a dozen different conversations in the news and on these different YouTube channels and stuff. I'm putting together a little montage of that because I think that it's very curious. There's a reason why these people in the media right now and these political actors right now keep referencing this DNC from 1968. Okay. Because I think there's going to be some interesting stuff going on at the DNC of 2024 myself. I'm just putting that out there. That it just seems like the media is like, that the caddy or whoever, the golf assistant out there setting up the tee and putting the ball on the tee for the golfer. It seems like the media lately has just been going around setting up an awful lot of tees and an awful lot of balls for some of these political actors to just go whack the shit out of it, out of the park, even if we're referencing baseball. But anyway, all these sports are ridiculous as far as I'm concerned, just like the Olympics, absolutely ridiculous. We're told that we're all created equal, right? And if that's the case, then what is the point of sports? What is the whole point of the whole Olympic Games and everything? Pardon my French, by the way. I don't really mean to offend anybody, but sometimes it just pops out. It's just part of my vocabulary, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. If we're to believe we're all created equal, then what is the point of competition on any level? And the whole Olympics thing, I'm just sorry. I can't get into that anymore. I used to. I used to enjoy watching the Olympics, and I can't now. There's a lot of things that I just can't enjoy anymore that I used to, enjoy. But now that I know a lot of these little tricks and the tools of their trade that they use to manipulate and distract people and like persuade and influence people's decisions and their to solicit reactions. Now that I know all of these tools and stuff like that, it's hard for me to enjoy any of the same things because it's like, you know, what other tools do they have at their disposal that we're not privy to? Because we're always at least 30, 40, 50 years behind the technology that some of these agencies are using. And I think this whole thing with Trump right now, going on with Trump, we need to be mindful because I've heard the narrative passed out there a couple different times now about some retaliation for Soleimani. And I see that as being a reason for us to go into another really intense uh, war situation that could end up in some serious devastation to the world, in retaliation for what happened to Trump. And I still have another video I want to do on the whole Trump thing too, but I just all along this whole thing with Trump, I feel like there's been these veiled threats from these political parties, from both sides even. But mostly I've noticed it from the left, so to speak, what they call the left or the far left, where they just keep on pitching this narrative that as long as Trump is involved in anything politics or as long as Trump has any kind of power whatsoever, life is just going to be a living hell for everybody. You know what I mean? I feel like there's been some veiled threats thrown out there by these people, by these statements that they make about how as long as Trump's got power, we're all screwed, or as long as Trump's got this or Trump's doing that, we're all going to be screwed, and it's a threat to our democracy, and it's a threat to this, and it's a threat to us, and it's just it just seems to me like maybe they're purposefully making life difficult for people because they know that if they make life difficult enough for people that people will just get rid of their ideological bullshit. The Fauci motto, the whole thing that Fauci goes by, right?
And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit.
You don't say. So maybe by making people's life as difficult as possible, or anybody that supports Trump making their life as difficult as possible, people will get rid of their Trumpiological bullshit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, and that's just my perception of the world around me and how the media portrays things. It just seems like maybe there's some other motives and things going on that a lot of people just don't want to think about. And I just I just can't when it comes to certain topics and certain subjects. I'm not gonna pussyfoot, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat the shit because you can sugarcoat the shit all day long, but underneath the sugar, it's still shit. Okay, just saying. Anyway, um, thanks for watching. Know that I appreciate you and that you matter very much to me. And welcome to the new subscribers. Hopefully you stick around. I'm close to 600 subscribers now, which is kind of cool. Another milestone. That'd be kind of cool. But you know, take a look around at some of the other videos of some of the other weird things that I've captured around in the skies around here, because it it's something that I really, really wish that I had a bigger audience, but at the same time, I want to really be careful what I wish for, because I don't know. There are so many people out there that just seem like they're big dumb animals, and I really don't want to have debates and discussions with people who are just completely closed-minded, who are just completely brainwashed, and who just completely live in a fantasy land and in a fantasy world and refuse to accept that our government would ever do anything that would harm us, or that our military would ever do anything that would harm us. Don't be so naive, because they've already proven, it's already been proven to us time and time again, that they really don't care about the civies. They really do not care about the peons in society. It's all about their missions and their objectives, and failure is not an option. Well, unless you're protecting former presidents who just happen to be widely popular with the people.